Are you ready to take your investment game to the next level? Introducing Digital Investor, your ultimate guide to mastering the digital marketplace. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Digital Investor brings you cutting-edge game theoretical strategies, expert insights, and real-time tips and tactics to analyze, evaluate, invest, and grow your wealth. Don't miss out on the digital revolution. Visit www.nickblacknext.com and start your journey with Digital Investor today.
Brendan!
Hey. Oi.
Oi, vey.
Oi, vey. Good week so far, huh?
Do we have any?
We've had 7 positive days.
Anything behind the scenes we need to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk about. We mentioned this last week. Hold on a sec. Oh yeah, that. Oh, so we mentioned this last week. We talked about the node factories. They're still getting a lot of questions about node factories on base. So we're doing a lot of the testing, the other stuff for the node factories on base. But a lot of people messaged me after we mentioned this about if you have an ETH node factory, they kept messaging me, do we need to move over our ETH node factory to base? There's not going to be any of that. So if you have an ETH node factory as it sits now, that's how it's going to sit. It's going to still operate as planned. It will need to be tilled. It will need to be all that stuff. If you have an ETH node factory by the snapshot date, you will then get a base equivalent size node factory on the base network. That's it. You don't need to do anything. There's nothing else that you need to do. So it should be pretty simple. And yeah, I mean, is that good? I mean, the reason being a little bit behind this, obviously, you all are kind of earlier investors in Hypercycle. There's been ups, there's been downs. And so all those that have taken that leap to create that node factory are going to, I wouldn't say get rewarded, but they're going to get, an equivalent factory on base to help with the initial cost and everything like that. So it kind of divides everything by 2 a little bit, which is kind of nice. As far as everything else, I put the NFT. If you're an NFT holder, NFT rewards went in there a couple days ago, so that should be updated for March. Everything else is status quo as far as everything. Everything should be working. So if you're having problems, let me know.
Bam.
Easy peasy on that.
One of the scams that's going around right now is that there's these text messages and emails that are going out, and they're saying that, your Coinbase account, your code to transfer funds, or your attempt to change your password, and all this kind of stuff. Keep in mind, Coinbase won't push. They won't give you push notifications. They just don't do that. And anytime you get any message or any solicitation from an exchange, you don't click links. You just go on your own on another device. Go log in on another device to be safe. So everybody, everywhere, always is trying to steal all your stuff all the time, forever. So be very careful of that. Okay, there. So that's that. I mean, I always just tell them to F off, and then I say that I've reported their number to the FBI, and they don't.
I saw that. You screenshotted one of them bad boys, huh?
Yeah. It makes me feel good. Is it passive aggressive? No, I think it's aggressive.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Brandon. We got to burn. Yeah. We've got to burn. John reminded. We got to burn some bad USD.
Oh yeah, we got it. Let me do that when we get back to when I get back to my desktop. We'll burn some of that stuff.
Oh,
that's gonna be good.
Let's
one more question here. So base node factories will not inherit the tilling. It's going to be a brand new asset. So nothing. And that also helps answer the other question up here regarding, you had it just there. What happens if we're already paying? So the ETH ones are different businesses. You run them how you want to run them. Okay. Then the base ones are going to be a new business. It doesn't inherit the tilling, but it'll start its own tilling when we drop them. So the ETH ones, like if you started a coffee shop, you still got to run your coffee shop on ETH. So if you're already paying for tilling, that's fine because you need to pay for tilling. I mean, not yet because they haven't shut it off yet. But when you need to pay for tilling, you'll need to pay for tilling. That's it. Oh no, we're gonna surprise the crap out of you with this snapshot.
Yeah. You guys realize that? Do you guys realize that a snapshot can be taken any time of the state of the network at any time, right? Like they could announce today that they are going to do a snapshot, and they could snapshot the state of the network 6 years ago. You guys know that, right? Because it's all permanent. That's
true. We can. You go check the block.
Etherscan is always right. Like the message I got that said, I won't go into it. But anyway, I told someone to check Etherscan to see if a transaction went through. And on Etherscan, it did. But clearly in their wallet,
they said it didn't.
It didn't in my wallet, but on Etherscan, it does say that it worked. I'm like, but Etherscan is the source of truth. That's the transaction record in perpetuity. Yes, but in my wallet, ... Okay. Well, then you have issues with your wallet and the way that you look at it. Now, interestingly, in this one case, this guy's like a day later or something, the person did receive the tokens, and then someone took the tokens and punted them right out of the account.
What?
Yeah, later. And I thought, well, one, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel because these tokens were basically worthless. So they're like,
what?
They pulled a scam for like $170, but whatever. It's $170 I guess they didn't have. So I don't know what the margin is for fraud for scammy people. Like if it's this much, I'll do it. But if it's this much, I won't do it. But I mean, if you scam 100 people for $170 a day, it's pretty good living.
I guess it's like a job, right?
Yeah. And you hope that no one ever finds you in your call center in Bangladesh and just pulls your little spaghetti arms apart.
Oh
yeah. Anyway.
Okay. In Bangladesh.
Yeah. So what happens in Bangladesh? It probably stays in Bangladesh because, yeah. Good question. Base node factories. Will they inherit?
Oh, we already hit that.
You meant inherit. Not inherent. Oh. But yes. Will they inherit Tilly? Okay. Are the nodes on E still operational after they? Okay, we've already covered all this, right? They're not. Yep. They're not moving to base. They're just twins. Oh, by the way, I read this article. Oh, God. So you guys understand this transportation, like how you would transport? They've been able to take, in certain circumstances, because of the duality of certain particles in the universe, they've been able to take like a photon and kind of copy it here and paste it here across vast distances. And they're like, oh, we theorized that we could make transportation work. We could just deconstruct you and reconstruct you. Like,
hold on.
No, what you've done is just clone me. That's what no one wants to say this. That's all it is. It's cloning. They would scan you here and deconstruct you, and they don't send you over here. They send the information to reconstruct you. But if they don't kill me here, there's two of me. And who knows what this one's fucking thinking? This guy.
Wait, that one. But when they deconstruct this one, don't the particles just dissolve? So there's no more of you.
Yeah.
Or are they still there? The
problem is the way that it's a cloning machine, but they're pitching it as a transport. Buddy, if you kill me, if you clone me over there on Mars, but you kill me here, I'm the same amount dead. I don't know what the Mars me is going to do. I don't trust him. I don't trust Mars me. Do you trust Mars, Brandon?
Not even a little bit. That guy is on Mars.
Yeah.
He can do the craziest things.
I don't trust Mars, Brandon.
No. It's a whole new dude. That's a whole new dude.
I'm like, what a shitty way to travel. They're like, you could travel across the universe. No, I ain't going nowhere. Apparently, you're ripping me to shreds inside the machine. And the problem, they said, is the continuity of consciousness. If they could somehow transport my consciousness to the other rig, I'm like, well, while you do it, can you just go ahead and rebuild my ACL in my right knee, so that Mars me can play midfield instead of having being stuck on defense? Can Mars me have a better ACL? Matter of fact, can Mars me just be like, let's go 1 inch taller. Let's add 40 pounds. I don't want to be ridiculous. Just add 40 pounds of lean muscle. I mean, look, what can we do?
I don't want to be ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't. But
you know what you would look like with 40 pounds of lean muscle added to you?
Badass.
Stop.
Anyway, so the point being that, so a lot of people were getting excited. Oh, the other thing that people are getting excited about that's bullcrap. Have you seen these pictures of these cylinders that are underneath the pyramids that they just discovered? That are holding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that fake?
It's all bullshit.
Yeah, okay. I mean, like, how could they randomly discover this stuff?
It's so stupid.
But I don't know.
The last company that actually used GPR, ground penetrating radar, he's like, there's nothing under there. The feat was that they moved these big stones. That's the amazing thing. Wow. They moved these. Some of these stones were 60, 70, 100 tons, single stones. Like the amazing thing is that they moved those like 1.5 miles. These giant stones. They're like, how would they do it? And then some guy was like, well, you don't need space aliens. And he just lined up a bunch of pencils. And then he just took a cinder block and rolled it across the pencils. He goes, you get it? And they're like, yeah, okay. So, because people, we love a big story. We love a story that's magical. We love space aliens. Well, and the other thing is too, if you really dig into it, and there's a reason why we're talking about this, because everybody's always searching for news and they want a big story. Why is crypto up? Why is crypto down? Everybody wants a big story, right? And sometimes there's not a big story. Well, like, part of the reason all of this ancient alien bullshit popped up is the idea that, like, for instance, not to get into the whole racist thing, but like, whenever the white man builds something, no one questions it. Whenever the idea is that a bunch of Africans built some amazing structure, everybody goes, no, they couldn't have done it. They must have used space alien technology. They couldn't move a cinder block on pencils. It doesn't work that way. So a lot of this has really kind of historically racist and historically, I don't want to say religious, but that's where it all came from. So there's a lot of that. So just be careful when you're reading about these new ridiculous, finds and discoveries that prove that aliens were here and all this stuff. You can usually follow the breadcrumbs back to a story where they were like, they weren't white, so they couldn't have done that. Their brain. So like, so when you unpack everything, there's usually not very much interesting shit going on.
Yeah.
Like Brandon, they were saying like, these big square stones that were used to form the pyramids, how would they possibly get them to the top of the pyramid? And so probably the same guy with the pencils, he just took a piece of wood, like in a circle, and he cut a square out of the middle. And he's like, you just put the pieces on the side of the stone, and you take a rope and put it like a yo-yo. And you take another rope in the other direction like a yo-yo, and you pull it up, and you turn it 180 degrees, and you pull it up, and you turn it 180, and you're like, oh, shit. He's like, yeah, like 12.
Well, I mean, some of the stuff I heard, they could have used, the Nile could have flowed over there next to the pyramids back in the day. They could have used hydraulic pressure too.
Yeah.
Or they could have floated the stones in on barges, I guess. Yeah. Like so super simple stuff.
So it's cool, but none of it requires alien technology.
But the stuff that they found supposedly now, these pillars that run 1 mile into the ground or whatever it is.
There's nothing there. It's absolute bullshit.
Like, how did they not catch that 10 years ago when they did this? It's really strange. But I mean, maybe they all of a sudden appeared. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know, and I don't care what I don't know, I guess.
Well, and It was a non-peer-reviewed paper that came out that actually wasn't really even focused on that. That was a small portion of a paper that's not been peer-reviewed by a company that doesn't have access to the site. So they're like, well, this is just a bunch of bullcrap. It's like, yeah, someone looking for funding, probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's why we peer review things.
Yeah, I think the peer review, the paper came out from a less credible type of source.
Ooh, this is a good question.
Credible.
Brandon, can you explain to Zoe and Parker what a snapshot is?
Oh, when is a snapshot or what is a snapshot?
No, like I would describe to everybody what is a snapshot, and then maybe they'll understand that the when is not really important. The when is whimsical. It can be any time you want.
Well, the when is kind of important, actually. Because let's just say the snapshot's in the future. You can go back in the past and take a snapshot of any block. Right. But let's say we say that they're going to do the snapshot on April 15th. You need to have your node factories ready by April 15th. So it is kind of important. You can't go on April 17th, create a node factory and be like, well, can't you backdate the snapshot? Because the snapshot is going to be on April 15th. We will tell you when the snapshot's going to be. I'm sorry if we were a little bit sarcastic before, but we will tell you when the snapshot's going to be, but you just need to have your node factories ready for the snapshot. The snapshot goes and it takes a picture of that block on the blockchain, and any assets that are in any place on that block, that's where they'll be forever in the snapshot. They won't move. So that's why we call it a snapshot. It basically takes a picture of that block of the blockchain, who has what assets in your wallet, who has what node factories created, who has no node factories, and so on and so forth. So you can't go back and be like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I had it on that. It's the same way that I can go back and look when NFTs were minted for Node Market. I can go back and see what block they were minted. If they were before the 5th block of the month, then I can go put them in for the rewards that month. Super simple. But
a network snapshot at any time can be taken of any time. For instance, those of you that are participating in the Rejuve airdrop, which let's face it, talk about collecting a bunch of worthless bullcrap. But anyway, for those of you that are participating and you had AGIX, I think it was April 4th, 2024, right? Or whatever, where they went and they took a snapshot recently back then. They just looked at the state of the network on this specific day, and they said, this is where everybody was. This is where AGIX was in every wallet that it was in or not on that day. There's no amount of nothing you can do now to affect what happened last year. So it is a snapshot is a look at the state of the network at one moment in time. That is that. Yay.
Yeah. So the last question I want to address is Timothy's here. If I already move my ETH factories to base, do I also receive a duplicate set of nodes, or am I being penalized for moving my node factories early? Okay. Timothy, I don't know how you would move your ETH factories to base because it's not possible. So I wouldn't worry about that question too much. Nobody can move their ETH node factories to base. So we're not building a bridge. Hypercycle's not building a bridge. There's going to be no way to do it. So your ETH node factories will stay on ETH forever. This, as far as I've planned.
Timothy, this is a part when you're looking at a script and you say, whoa, this is a crime of impossibility. He couldn't have been there. So he couldn't have murdered that person. Anyway, yeah, you can't do that. Yeah. It's not possible.
But yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sweet. Will we be able to sign up for tilling straight from our node market dashboard?
Potentially. That's going to be a few iterations away. We're really working on the Node Factory marketplace for Base, because going on to Base, that's who all the big clients. We're 2P's working with a lot of big clients and stuff, and they want that basically that marketplace, because they're not going to be buying tokens. They're not going to be buying C Hypercycle. These big companies are going to come in and they're going to be like, well, we just want node factories, and they're just going to want to buy the whole node factory. So that's what we're working on first.
Ooh, so I have to make finally, I'm going to put this in. I'm going to write it because it's so awesome. Guess what we're going to have right now, Brandon?
What?
A twin update.
Dude, let's do it. What do we got?
I got twin formation.
Let's do that. That seems like most relevant information in the room.
Okay, so I got on the phone with them yesterday, and they're working on a lot of stuff. So what happens is, well, let me read from their list, because they sent me. I said I want bullets every week. I want updates on everything you're doing, and I want it easy. I just want to give me the bullets. I'm going to go through the bullet just so you know that this is not Singularity Net. They're actually doing stuff. Which I told him, I was like, if you called me to tell me that there's not anything exciting going on, let's end the call. They're like, no, we got all sorts of cool stuff going on. I'm like, okay, cool. So, yes, thank God. Okay, so users can now independently. They're creating this self-service twin creation platform, as you know, so you can all build your twins. Users can independently create and customize their own digital twins. They can train their AI brain with knowledge files and predefined questions and answers. They can upload and train their own voice and audio. They can submit twins for review and launch them live. It enables live user interaction with their digital twins. They can generate AI-powered videos using their twins in Twin Studios. So they're creating like a twin studio suite where you'll be able to take your twin and do all sorts of production type stuff with it. Which I guess that makes sense, right? Give it some dialogue. Like Brandon and I could create a commercial, and we can do the commercial. So that's kind of cool. You can people will be able to crypto or otherwise purchase twin packages directly through the platform. When people buy points to fuel their vault, Twin, the company, takes those points and purchases tokens and locks them up. So anybody, because most people are going to interact with twins not using crypto, right? Like you would think that the mainstream is not doing crypto, but when they purchase points to manage their twins, Twin, the company, will take that money and go purchase tokens. And then they will take those tokens and they will seed those vaults with those tokens, and those are locked up in those vaults. And the idea is that the tokens equal the amount it takes to service the vault based on, the cost of protecting all that data, encryption, and API calls to different AI networks, things like that, LLMs, LMMs, whatever, all that. Okay, great, cool. Every twin that's created has a vault that utilizes tokens. They all, even if they spend regular free world money, dollars, their vault still utilizes tokens. Every single twin vault needs tokens to power it. So that's a good thing, because that's like a one-way. That's like lockups. Because you're not going to spend all this time and investment and build these badass twins and then just take all the tokens out and nuke it. So that's good. You can currently buy points with tokens, and you can connect your wallet and use tokens to buy points to power your twin. So that's all possible, at least in their kind of testing in the background and all that. And they said that I think about 200 people are building twins right now. But anyway, nice. Later this week, meaning I guess in the next couple of days, they're going to be live with announcements and links for the self-service twin creation. So that goes live this week, meaning today, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, I guess. It's pretty badass. And Brandon, this will be fun. They're building an experimental customer service twin for Node Market.
Oh, nice.
So like people would get on and say, hey, I want to do this. Where do I go? I want to do this. How do I do it? So not that anybody asks dumb questions, but let's say you had a question that was less than smart. Ask the twin, man. Ask our customer service twin. He, she, or they will point you in the right direction.
That's awesome. So the way that I see this too is similar to what kind of Jupiter's doing. They're taking some money and they're buying tokens, but so if they take all the money that they make in the real world and they actually buy tokens, how's that going to be verified? How are they going to, the checks and balances there?
I guess we could see a new twin creation to on-chain transactions, right?
Yeah, in theory, if they share that wallet or whatever.
Unless they're just taking the tokens out of their own cookie jar and putting them in.
Yeah.
The way I was told, explained yesterday by Bill, is that they're going to buy them off the market.
Yeah. Okay.
These are
Cool.
going to be market purchases. So I hope that's the way it is, and also that's the way that we can push them. Like, hey, these need to be done publicly, openly on the market. People need to see it's happening. Oh, 240 twins were created today. Okay, well then that's 12,000 whatever tokens that disappear off the market. Okay, cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Yay.
That's awesome. I like that. With
the twin is not dead in the womb. What happened, Howard, is that one twin ate the other twin, and now it's just and then you just have
it's
your
just
Howard.
it's just the Howard.
Yeah.
But that's why he's the third. He actually had triplets in the womb. So
yeah,
Howard's the third. He made it out. So when is the next Juke vote? It's on the 29th.
Yeah, it's pretty. What is that? A couple days. Yes.
A couple days. They're going to straddle the quarter for whatever reason. So
which is weird.
It is weird.
Are we going to be able to list ETH node factories on Node Market? Yeah.
No.
No.
They wouldn't let us wrap those up. No, I don't know why.
You can't.
They got mad at us. Can you? I can't. I mean, I don't. You have to break apart and sell your licenses and sell your tokens. But we wanted to do a wrapped node factory where we can wrap it up and you can sell the whole node factory. And they got mad at us when we made those contracts.
Why?
So, dude, I don't know.
But wait a minute. Were the contracts already made?
No, that we were making them. We were in the process of making them.
I mean, I guess I would say part of me says, who cares? Like if someone has a product and we make it easy for them to sell that product, I'm not sure I care what Hypercycle says about it.
That's true. So maybe at some point when we're done with all this base stuff, we can make it so you can wrap up your ETH node factory and sell it. I think it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It really does.
That's like I bought potatoes and I bought milk. Someone's like, I want potatoes and milk. I'm going to put it in this handy bag and I'm going to sell it. And Pavilions is like, no, you can't sell potatoes with milk in a bag. To which I would say to Pavilions, fuck you. And I'm using your bag, bitch. Biodegradable bag.
That's right. Yeah, I don't see it being too big of an issue going forward, but
we're doing it.
Down the line, we're doing it.
Thumb my nose. What does that even mean? I thumb my nose at it? Would you do that? That's like
I don't know. That seems like something.
Thumb my nose.
That seems like something Elon would do.
Yeah. I like Elon. He's willing to melt his company down to do what's right. Okay.
Yeah, he is. So
a twin launch date, even tentative. What? Man, this week, bro. You just said they're rolling out the studio this week, bro. Come on, bro. Keep up, bro.
It's awesome. So, did you see the big news yesterday, right?
No.
What well, okay. Actually, yeah. Let's see if you think it's big news or not. You know,
all the survey news and the PMI data came in really, really bad. The worst in 12 years. You mean that news?
Well, I guess that should affect the market more. I guess it didn't really block. That came out yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And it didn't actually hurt anything.
No, because it makes everyone go, "Oh, the Fed's got to cut."
So we're back to that state where bad news is good news, good news is bad news type of thing. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, bad news is bad news for a second, then it's good news.
Yeah, so the bad news or whatever. Anyway, whatever. No, it's the GameStop stuff, right? So you saw that yet?
Oh, they're going to buy some Bitcoin with the money they shouldn't have from a company that completely failed and should be bankrupt? That news?
Well, yeah, the reason they have money is because, that Roaring Kitty, they pumped the price, and when they pumped the price, they're like, well, we're going to sell a bunch of new shares, right? So they sold, I think, $4.5 billion worth of shares that day. Oh, it was kind of scammy. So they sold 4.5 anyway. So this guy meets with Michael Saylor a couple months ago, and they get chummy. And Michael Saylor talks about Ethereum. Like, hey, you should buy some altcoins, is what Michael Saylor said. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But anyway, meets with the CEO. What's his name? Ryan. What? Anyway, he meets with the CEO of GameStop, talks to him, and then they come out with this press release yesterday saying, Today, the board announced unanimously it's approved an update to its investment policy to add Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset. So then everybody's like sitting there.
But they don't even have a company.
No. Okay, but you're saying the wrong things. Because what about MicroStrategy?
True.
Okay, so that's you just crushed two peas in a pod. Okay, because GameStop is exactly like MicroStrategy.
Yeah,
they're a shell of a company that maybe could make a couple $1 million a year or whatever it is. GameStop actually isn't making a lot of money. Their stores are mostly empty, but they are sitting on this pile of cash that they raised because of the stock offering when Roaring Kitty scammed the market a couple. I don't know. It was like a year ago now.
He should be in jail, and these dudes should be in prison. They should be in jail for having done. Because you remember when Hertz tried to do this during COVID? Hertz, became a meme stock, and they tried. They went to do a reissuance, and some judge stepped in and said, "Oh hell no."
So how did GameStop do it? So GameStop did it in a matter of seconds that day. They did it that day when the stock was up.
Because they're a bunch of fucking crooks. That's why.
So. From that, they have about $4.5 billion worth of cash. They're just chilling, and they've been waiting to decide what to invest in.
Back rubs, hand jobs in the bathroom. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, somehow they only have $3 billion left, and they haven't done anything. Anyway, so they announced yesterday they're gonna put some Bitcoin on their balance sheet. The question is, I guess now is, I got the next image. This is it. This is Josh, man. He's starting to crack me up, right? He's like, so because Michael Saylor came out and said, what's the minimum amount of Bitcoin that GameStop needs to buy to be respected by Bitcoiners? And then he put a survey out below this that said X amount, $3 billion worth, and everybody's voting $3 billion, obviously. Yeah. But this is Josh. Josh, he's funny. He's like, this is like seeing a crackhead create a survey about how much crack someone should buy with their paycheck. Saylor, you crack me up. This is exactly it. Because Saylor's just like, product is like, yeah, go buy some more Bitcoin.
Bernie Madoff will be rolling over in his grave like this cocksucker. Like he gets away with this clearly Ponzi shit, and he goes and Ponzi's. He copy and pastes his Ponzi to all these other, dumbasses, and he gets away with it. I don't get it, man. No other There's no regulators that look at this and say this isn't right. Like they're all like, no, this is cool. I'm cool with this. Everything's fine. That's Michael Saylor. He's that little dude while the building is burning with a little cup of coffee. Everything's fine. I like this. And everything's on fire. And then his face melts. Did you hear him say in an interview, I'm taking all my personal Bitcoin with me. I'm not passing on the private keys to anyone. I'm just going to burn it.
Yeah, he's going to burn 17,000 Bitcoin. Yeah. Is that crazy or is that cool?
I don't know what to think of him. At first, I thought he was a lunatic. Then I thought he was just corrupt and a fraud. But now I'm back to thinking he's a lunatic again.
Right. Yeah, because if he was a fraud, he's not in it almost for the money.
No.
He's in it out of his own set of principles, his own, whatever it is, set of principles that makes him want to be right about the Bitcoin that he's purchased for MicroStrategy. And his legacy, he wants to go down as being that guy that was correct.
So what it is, he wants to be Bitcoin Jesus, regardless of what the religion turns out to be. It could be a satanic cult, which is what it looks like right now, but just with where the devil wears orange instead of red, or it could be something less bad. But he is a cult leader now, because the people that listen to him, they're religious zealots. And it's funny how the whole Bitcoin community was all like, "Oh man, this is our money." Peer-to-peer payment network. No one can stop us. Transportable, transmissible, divisible, portable. Like this is us against them, man. The system again. And now they're like, fuck, we need more institutional investors. We need government to get on board. We need pension funds and all. Like, what the fuck are you guys saying? The old Bitcoiners would have broken all of your necks, you little pencil neck geeks. Like, everybody, but why? Because at the end of the day, people just want to buy fucking Ferraris. I do too, but at least I'm honest about it. These guys all under the auspice, no, it's make Bitcoin great, it's better for humanity, bullshit. This whole Bitcoin standard thing, it's all about enriching a handful of people that were early. That's all it is. At least the Winklevoss twins are somewhat honest. They're like, we're in here for the money, man. We're trying to make that hit. They're not out there talking, anarcho capitalism and all sorts of, weird shit like that. They're just straight up like, look, we love money. We love it so much. We want more of it. Whereas these guys like Sailor and stuff are like, this is going to fundamentally change mankind and human existence. And he creates these fanciful, stupid-ass arguments that all just smell like a douchebag, tax-evading cult leader.
Yeah.
The jury rests. Oh, wait.
I think, yeah.
Oh, man.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
That's that, I guess. So it'll be interesting to watch. GameStop stock is up 16-17% today on the news, obviously.
Because they're going to spend money that they got from these dumbass investors on Bitcoin.
Yeah, they're going to do it.
Makes no sense.
I'm curious to see how much they buy. I think that's where we should put our money. Just to see that's what we're gambling on this week.
Because today Bitcoin's down.
Yeah. That's exactly what the one guy said on the Twitterverse too. He's like, what's interesting is Bitcoin's down, but GameStop's up. But the irony is the reason they're up is they said they're going to buy an asset that went down. The whole thing. It's like the whole circle. It's like, super weird. Anyway, but yeah. I get it.
Can you imagine those guys from GameStop interviewing lawyers, and they're like, and the lawyer doesn't know. It's like, yeah, who's this? Oh, this is Ryan. Ryan from GameStop. What was that? What was the company name? GameStop. Oh, did you say GameStop? Yeah, bro. I can't work for you. Yeah, I can't work for you. I'm not a criminal trial lawyer, so I can't work for you. I handle finance law. Yeah.
They should do is actually put a Bitcoin ATM machine in all of their stores that's legitimate priced Bitcoin, not the crazy ones that you see in the malls. Because the malls are selling Bitcoin for what, $120 right now, $118,000 right now per Bitcoin. So if you go in a mall right now, even though Bitcoin's at $86,000, they're selling Bitcoin for $108,000, $109,000.
Well, it's not everywhere. There's
there's different markets, but yeah, it's absurd. It's absurd.
It starts at like 7% and then goes up from there.
There's a 7% fee plus the spread.
And be careful because there's a lot of scam Bitcoin ATMs, and it just spits out some paper for you with a QR code, and it's not anything. It's like you scan it. It's like somebody's Grindr account. You're like, whoa, this is not what I thought I bought.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, it's cool that this guy Rex is into like animal furries, but that's not what I want. I want Bitcoin. So yeah. Man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't buy Bitcoin in a mall.
Yeah, please don't. Anyway, there's better. But if GameStop helped Bitcoin adoption by legitimately helping people buy Bitcoin, maybe that'd be cool. That'd be something. Then it's part of the business.
There's nothing
this model makes sense.
Can do to do anything positive for anybody, and even if there was, there's nothing they can do now that they've ponied up with Microsailor, and so he's corrupted, and now they're corrupted, and it's like the poison. It's like the poison fruit. It's like every piece of fruit that comes off of a poison tree is like it's tainted.
Yeah,
everything he touches is tainted. That's why it was great. I mean, not great for us as Bitcoin holders, but it was great when Microsoft told him to go fuck himself.
That's right.
They basically said it like really obviously, like you're a whack job, you're a lunatic, your math is not real math. Holding Bitcoin doesn't make Microsoft trillions of dollars, you stupid psychopath. Like, anyway, yeah. Should we get behind the wall?
Let's get behind the wall. Let's see what's happening.
See what's going on.
Make it make sense.
Let's see. Where's my buttons? I gotta get my buttons right. buttons, 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 and more buttons. Bam, bam, and bam.
Going behind the proverbial wall now to continue the broadcast privately for the digital investors and digital private clients. If you'd like to join us, simply go to nickblacknext.com and subscribe to one of our plans and immediately take advantage of our library of tools, tactics, and information. It's all designed to help you learn, grow, and manage your portfolio like a pro. Join us now.